Hello YouTube, this is the Deadly Pixel, and today we will be looking at the Brass Knuckles from Crossfire. The Brass Knuckles' primary attack is 2 slashes. This will kill them in 2 clicks, or in other words, 4 slashes. This weapon's right click is a fast stab. This will kill in 1 hit anywhere. This weapon's disadvantages are its relatively weak slash and low range. However, it is very fast and his right click will kill with 1 hit anywhere. On the off chance that you're stupid enough to try and slash with this weapon, aim for the head. You can kill them in 2 clicks if both make contact. When using the Brass Knuckles, try to slash as little as possible because it's very weak and this will normally get you killed. However, use its stab as often as possible. Try to get close with the stab because its range isn't very long. When using this weapon, try and move a lot, otherwise you'll die a lot. The main enemies of this weapon are longer, faster weapons. The shovel stab and kukri stab will get you a lot. Also watch out for the axe slash because it's extremely fast and it will kill you before you can even react. To beat a shoveler, you'll have to defend, and then once he's hit, attack, because otherwise you'll get caught in its range. To beat these weapons, the key is to keep moving. Move around in circles from side to side. To beat a kukrier, you either have to get him when he's about to swing, or once he's swung. Fighting a kukri is a bit like fighting an axe, however, remember its range is less, and it has a better slash. To fight a crisp player, you're going to have to get off his center line as well. However, when he's slashing, it's best to just step back and hit him, because his slash goes from side to side, and you won't be able to go around him. However, for a stab, you can just move to the side and then hit him. This will always work, as long as you don't get caught in his range. Another very good tip is to actually move sideways, not backwards, because if you move backwards, they can still hit you. However, if you move sideways, you move completely off the hitbox. To beat a knifer, all you have to do is wait till he attacks and hit him, because even if he's backing off, because his range is about as short as yours, you'll be able to hit him. Also, the knife is easier to dodge around because its hitbox is small, and you both want to get in close, which is good for you, because you have the more powerful weapon. To beat a katana, you either have to hit him just after he's swung, or just before he's going to swing. However, because he can choose when to swing, because of his longer range, you should probably avoid them, unless you can catch him off guard. The main thing about brass you always have to remember is that you need to get close to your enemy, whether that means going from side to side, or moving around them, or defending, that's up to you. But you'll have to get in close, and you have to watch your range, because if you miss, you'll rarely get a second chance. Another good thing to do with this weapon is to jump forward, but only do this if you're sure of a kill, because if you miss, you'll definitely die. However, this will give you a bit of extra range, and may surprise your enemy. What to not do with this weapon is to ever back off, or run backwards. 1. You run slow backwards and they run forward. 2. Their weapon is probably longer than yours. 3. If you try and attack while running backwards, because of your range, and because of the fact that their weapon's probably faster, you will not hit them. You will die. Another thing to never do with this weapon is to get caught in a crowd. For example, in sewers, if you get ganged by more than 3 guys, you will never be able to win, because your weapon's right click is too slow to hit all of them. If you have to fight more than 1 guy, keep on moving so you can take them on one by one. If they're too close to each other, do not attack them, because that means they'll be able to hit you even if you kill one of them. Moving in circles or side to side is very effective with this weapon. However, moving in circles is even more effective, because many other weapons hit straight, and because of that they won't be able to hit you so easily. Also, it puts people off, and it's a lot harder for someone to get a headshot on you. Sometimes another good tip is to jump. However, when you jump, your opponent will probably get you anyway. This, however, can prevent a headshot. If your opponent is swinging, you can either try and move around his attack, or try and crouch. Sometimes this makes him miss. However, the moment he misses, you will have to move out of his range, otherwise he'll hit you again. Another thing to know is that when you're on low HP, an opponent will almost certainly come after you with a slash, because no one's going to try and stab a 5 HP opponent. That would be stupid and be risky. So what he's going to do is he's going to try and rush. Now you've got to anticipate when he's going to rush, and then you can give him a little surprise. Brass to the face. Be careful of opponents who are trying to 360. This either means they're noobs or they're very good at it. If the player is an axe and he's trying to 360, he's most likely a good player, and many of these players are good at it. Remember, when he 360s, you won't be able to see when he's swinging, and he's most likely going to move towards you. Therefore, if opponent 360s, the best thing is to back off. Always try and have the low ground with brass, because that means your opponent has to come to you and you can hit him when he tries to. With brass, not only do you always have to move, but you always have to look behind you, because backstabbers and gangers are a common occurrence in Crossfire. Keep on moving and always look behind you. This may allow you to get a drop on an opponent who thought you weren't looking his way. If you are forced to use the slash, also remember to always move out after attack, to always get out of the danger zone. Never ever try and keep on slashing him, because his slash is probably better than yours, and you will die. 360 is not advisable with this weapon because it has a very fast stab, and most likely you only use its stab anyway. The two things you need to know how to do with this weapon is to be able to move out of the way of an attack, but also to be able to predict when your opponent is going to rush and where he's going to move. When you master these two things, you will really be a pro with the brass knuckles. However, you also must take note of opponent's weapon. If it's a shovel, most likely he's going to want to get close. An axe is going to want to get close to slash you. However, watch out for its stab. The axe's stab is longer than its slash. This applies to all weapons, and you have to remember that too. Just because you think you're out of range doesn't mean you are. Depending on the length of the weapon and its hitbox, moving backwards or forwards or side to side will all depend on who's attacking you. If I could rate this weapon out of 10, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. However, when you get good at it, it can really be an extremely good weapon. But the problem is, it's extremely hard to get good with. Many people can use it, but not many are actually good with it. Despite what others may say, its range is as short as in Crossfire, and it's also an extremely heavy weapon, despite how it looks. The main enemy of this weapon will be the axe slash, because it's extremely fast and longer than your weapon. You may get killed quite a bit by shovels and kukris too, due to their range. These weapons look quite good, and definitely better than the bladed knuckles that have just been released. Overall, the bladed knuckles seem to have a bit longer range, slightly more power. However, they work the same way, and if you get good at brass, you'll be definitely good at bladed knuckles too. One other thing you may notice is that a lot of weapons register before yours. This may be due to their long range. This just tells you that you have to keep moving. When possible, attack from the side, so you don't have to commit to attack, but can move away if you miss. A good tip with melee, for example, if you jump forwards, you can always know that your enemy is going to try and rush towards you. Therefore, if you land in front of an enemy, move back straight away. He will swing at you, and then you can kill him. If enemies are ganging you, always go for the closer one. Moving in circles is an effective way to draw your enemy in. They will almost certainly rush you, and it gives you a better chance to either dodge or to attack. Jump backwards and press crouch to move further backwards. This may help you avoid someone's range if they're trying to attack. This weapon is not necessarily a good 1 versus 1 weapon, because when an enemy is focused on you, you can normally predict what you're going to do, because the brass is a very simple weapon. This weapon is good to catch people around corners if you have sound and know where they are. However, also watch for other people who hide around corners. The best way to go around a corner is not to go towards the corner, but to go the long way round, in a sort of U shape, to make sure they can't get you as you cross the corner. This weapon works best in team deathmatch, when there's lots of enemies and they can't focus on you. This weapon can be very good or very bad in close spaces. On the good side, it can't miss. However, very fast weapons such as axe will probably kill you before you can react. When chased by many opponents in a map such as Arena, try and cut across the middle or go around the side. However, if you go around the side, the opponents will probably try and block you off and surround you. Therefore, try and find gaps and move towards the centre so they can't do this. In a map such as Eagle Eye, try and run around and try and split your opponents up. If you see one guy following you, this gives you a better chance. The moment you kill him, move on, because others will be looking for you. The best way to beat another brasser is simply to defend. That's probably what he's going to do, because you know, after watching this video, that he's going to want to get close. He's going to move around. You're going to know when he wants to attack. I can tell you many things with this weapon, but what I can't teach you is experience. You have to use this weapon so you can work on reactions and work on how to know when an enemy is going to attack. Many things you have to work out for yourself with this weapon. To fight knifers, it's best to go from side to side. To fight axes, it's best to go in circles. To fight kukris and shovelers, it's best to go back and forwards. Generally, the longer weapons, you have to go back and forwards to fight, while the shorter ones that are faster you have to go in circles to fight, so you can dodge easier. When facing a superior opponent, a good way to win is either to get him by surprise, round the corner for example, or to gang him. However, many good players are arrogant. If he can hit you once, probably try and rush you again. However, if he's good enough, he'll probably circle and back off, because only stupid players rush straight after they hit, and many players will expect this, so he'll probably try and defend a bit. Always be aware that he will want to rush and kill you. In these clips you may see me spinning a lot. This is to 1, check there's no one behind me, and to 2, constantly keep moving. As you saw in the ghost mode, even against invisible knifers, if you keep on moving it makes it very hard for them to attack you. If you are going to tank a shot, try not to make it kill you. If possible, jump or crouch, because once he's hit you, you can hit him. One thing to do when you get hit with a brass is never to panic. He's going to rush. Do not try and move close and try and finish it off, because he will rush you and kill you. Back off. Wait for an opportunity to kill him. Another tip generally is to never underestimate a knifer, because knife is actually pretty good if someone can use it. Extremely fast, quite powerful if it can hit the head. Slash can kill in 2 hits, its Raikkage can kill in 1. Thank you for watching, rate and subscribe and comment. This is Deadly Pixel signing out.